San Diego State again, 25-0, outright Mountain West regular season champions, dispatching New Mexico 82-59. Coach, again, congratulations on everything from last night. But I do want to ask that question. How do you keep your voice up to speed over the course of a season? It cannot be easy to protect your voice considering everything you have to do over the course of the year with your team.
It's not easy all the time, John. Especially you start coming down with a cold from all the traveling, and then all of a sudden you start yelling over the crowd. It's tough to communicate sometimes, but hey, it's a great problem to have.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And last night, it didn't seem like there was much screaming needed in the second half. Watching this thing live in person, first half, I mean, sure, maybe a couple of issues, but you guys got rolling, and this turned into an absolute romp where you empty the bench. Guys get to take bows in front of a sellout crowd, as it has been the entire season so far. What does it feel like when you're on the top step of a ladder and you have 4 games left to play and you're cutting down a net?
It's an unbelievable moment because, like you said, to have it clinched with 4 to play is incredible. And, I won the Mountain West Conference tournament my first year, and that was great. But usually you just got to get hot at the right time to do that. It's really hard to win a regular season crowd because you have to be good all year. You can't have any slip-ups. And this team has been good all year.
Again, Brian Dutcher joining us on Xtra. San Diego State Mountain West regular season champions. Coach, what is it like from your seat to watch your team celebrate a moment like that? Like watching them go up the ladder, watching them put on the T-shirts, watching them hoist the trophy. What experience is that like for you?
It's really enjoyable to watch them. And like I said yesterday, I'm not trying to brag about it, but I've been a part of a lot of net cuttings. As an assistant coach at Michigan, my years at San Diego State with Coach Fisher, and so it's a special moment. But it's more important to me. Let me see guys that are doing it for the first time in their career, where they get to cut nets down and watch how much enjoyment they get out of it. And like I said, they get to come back. It was great at the moment, but you think in 10, 12 years they're going to come back with their kids and sit in that arena and point to the banner of San Diego State. And that's special.
Joined by Coach Dutcher after winning the regular season Mountain West title, cutting down the nets with 4 left to play. This has just been a tremendous season so far, and it looks like it's going to close out the same way. How much stock are you putting in, well, now we have to win the rest of these, or is that not the primary objective, just being the best basketball team you can ahead of the Mountain West Conference Tournament? Certainly feels like a great goal to have on the outset. But is the undefeated season something, maybe even a carrot that you're dangling in front of the team?
We set out a lot of mini goals. When we played at USD, I said, we're going to win all the way through Vegas. And we did. And then I said, we had the month of December. I said, we only have 5 games the entire month of December. Let's win those 5 games. And we did. And then it was like, let's hang a conference banner. Whether we're 20-0, 21-0, they don't hang banners for that. Let's win a conference banner. Now we've done that. And now with 4 games, last 4 games, and have a perfect regular season. And it is a mini goal now. It's not like let's win 20 games and have a perfect season. It's to the point, let's win 4 games. And it sounds easy to do, but it'll be hard every one of those games. But it's a goal that we have to have.
Yeah, it's interesting. You look ahead now. They get Boise State. Aztecs will be at Boise Sunday at 1 o'clock. Our pregame coverage will begin at 12:30. I don't think you've won at Boise since 2016. You still play a road game at Nevada ahead in the regular season as well. So as you bring your team back into focus, what will be the points of priority, even just looking at Sunday? Forget about the next 4 games, but with Boise in their building where it's been difficult for the Aztecs the last 3 years, what will be the priorities this weekend?
Just try to come up with a good game plan to slow Boise down offensively. Look at the first game, see what worked for us offensively, and just try to get better. Get better at, last night New Mexico switched every screen. I thought we got sluggish. We didn't move the ball well. So work against that, work against the post double where they come from the baseline side to double Yanni. There's all sorts of things we have to work on to get better. So when we see it, whether it's against Boise or against Vegas or Colorado State down the road, there's areas we have to improve in. And so we look at those areas and maybe try to get better at a few things going down the stretch.
I love when I hear coaches talking shop, right? I like the nuts and bolts of the operation. I understand that you have to answer a lot of questions about, how does it feel? And we ask those questions too, because to be close to this is exciting for all of us, all the fans out there of the Aztecs and us included as, partners with the Aztecs athletic program. But what you just said, that highlighted to me what's great about this team. The fact that there are going to be amendments made by these opponents. They see something you struggle with against New Mexico, so Boise's going to start implementing some of those things. So how does your team respond to that? So this week of practice, like you just said, the switches against screen. So are you going to be repping that? Just knowing that Boise has that film now, and how many changes have you made throughout the season?
Yeah, we're constantly trying to evolve. And maybe Boise doesn't switch every screen. They may try it at times. Usually you run to opponents, and they're who they are defensively. This is what they do most games. And so we know we're going to see teams that switch everything down the road. We know we're going to see teams that are going to double Yanni from the baseline side. And we have to find ways to counter all that. And so the players will do anything we ask them to do. So it's on us as coaches to find out the best solution. Don't bring 8 or 10 different things. Find something we think will work, be committed to it, and then put it in.
Is it gratifying from your perspective when you bring in players from other programs and they have the success like this, KJ, Yanni, Malachi, this immediate success? How gratifying is that for you and your staff?
It's great because most of them came from losing programs. And to see them win at this level is incredibly gratifying for me as a coach and more so for them as players. That they came here, they sacrificed part of their own games in order to win, and they've been rewarded with winning.
What's going to be, I don't know, I guess you can't do the retrospective until the season's officially over, but if you were to maybe put it in words now, what's going to be what you remember the most about this team when this season finally wraps?
I guess the thing I talked about before the last game is they have metrics for offense efficiency. They have metrics for defensive efficiency. They have metrics for every efficiency in the world, but they don't have a metric for chemistry. And this team has great chemistry. You can't measure it in any metric. You can only measure it in how they get along on the floor, how they share the ball, how they sacrifice for one another. And so I would say chemistry and intelligence is what this team is going to be remembered for.
You're going to get that voice ready to go for an hour tomorrow, Coach, 6 to 7 on Xtra, Brian Dutcher Show. You'll be ready, right?
Well, I hope some of the callers will take up some of the time. I won't have to talk the whole time.
Otherwise, we can just I'll talk. I think we'll have Judson, by the way.
You're good at talking. You can cover me. You know what I'm thinking.
And by the way, Coach, now that you guys are 25-0, Judson wants to show up again after missing 30 straight shows.
Well, good. Bring him in. That'll be less talking for me.
Okay.
But also, one quick question. Did you feel it? So last night, obviously, Costa led the I Believe That We Will Win chant with the show. And
lost his voice.
Lost his voice. But did you feel the energy where Ty Lucky Charm Ornberger was sitting alongside me in Viejas? Do you feel like that's what willed the guys to the win last night?
He was great, and I listened to it, and he really extended the last word of everything he said. He kind of drug it out, which I've not heard a lot. So he was definitely a professional. He knew it. He had a game plan when he went in. He didn't wing it. I could definitely tell he'd worked on that, and he did a really good job.
What's amazing is now he can't talk, and his job is to talk for 3 hours a day, and now he's got no voice. Coach, congratulations on everything. We can't wait to have you in studio tomorrow from 6 to 7, and we'll see you in the studio. Thanks again for doing this.
Appreciate you having me, guys.